Hello, everybody. Dave Johnson from the UW Lacrosse Media Relations Office here with head football coach Mike Schmidt as we preview Saturday's final regular season home game against the UW-Stout Blue Devils. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock at Roger Herring Stadium. It's Senior Day and Veterans Day as well. Coach, let's first talk about your seniors. 27 seniors this year. Just talk about what they've meant to your program.
Yeah, everything. I mean, this group of seniors I've loved as much as I've ever loved a group of players. And what they've done for our program and really what they've done for what we're going to do moving forward has been incredible. I've never seen a group that just maximized their talent. They come and show up for work every single day. And boy, it can be hard to say goodbye to them here on our home field on Saturday, and then certainly at the end of the year to say goodbye to them forever as Eagle football players. But great group of kids, and I encourage anybody who's out there to come see this group. They truly embody what it is to be a UW lacrosse football team, and man, I just love this group so much.
You coming off a big win last week. You're 6-2. You're 3-2 in the conference. Big win last week at Platteville, who was ranked 9th at the time, 27-20. Let's talk about the performance last week against the Pioneers.
Big win for our program. We've been talking about it a lot, whether it's here or wherever, about you eventually got to win one of those games against these really good teams. And we played, this gauntlet's been, you go Whitewater and then Oshkosh and Platteville and Stout now this week. And in River Falls, these are great teams that we're running through. I don't know that anybody's played a stretch quite like this that's out there. And that win last week was just, the guys could have packed it in. They could have pouted. They could have felt sorry for themselves for not winning those other two games that we played so hard in, and they didn't. They didn't pack it in at all. They fought. They kept working. They kept believing in each other, in the system, in the process, and to come out with a resounding win. I know it's 27-20. That thing's 24-3, 27-10, and we give up a couple there down the stretch. But boy, does just a breakthrough like that. I felt so great for that team. And there's a game that 2 years ago we lost 52-7. And to turn it around and win 27-20 and come home victorious, I don't know. You're just so happy for the players and then obviously for the coaches that have come in here and done what we've done. But great win for the program.
Let's talk about that just a little bit. Let's go back on that. You had two tough losses, Whitewater and Oshkosh, both very good opponents, of course. So we know. What's that win at Platteville do for your confidence, maybe in this year's team, but also just in terms of the program?
Yeah, I mean,
one of the biggest wins that you've said in years, probably.
Yeah, and that's certainly my biggest win, on paper for me as a head coach in our time being here. But it proves that we can win those games, to the outside and those kind of things. But I don't think it does anything for the players necessarily, other than saying, yeah, we still believe. We still believe in ourselves. We believe in the guy next to me. I believe in our coaching staff. I believe in what's happening here at UW Lacrosse. And that's I think that you always need to win finally to prove some of that stuff, obviously outside, but certainly inside, to just prove that yes, we can win those games. And I've been saying it all the time, but to actually prove it, it just cements the process and cements what you're really trying to do, I think, with them.
Let's talk about the Blue Devils. They're 5-2, 3-2 in WIC. Had a big win earlier this season over St. Thomas, who's been ranked nationally all year. Let's talk about the Blue Devils. They're coming off a win at Eau Claire last weekend, 55-7. Just talk about the...
Yeah, they've won 3 in a row here, and they're good. This is a really good team that Stout has. Seriously, this is a really good team and a tough matchup for us. They play really good on defense. They're opportunistic. I think they've scored they've scored a couple times in the last few games on defense. Been incredibly opportunistic with a lot of guys that have played a lot of snaps for them. They've got a lot of seniors and a lot of upperclassmen that have played a ton for this group. And they play fast and physical on defense, and they're just, man, I'm really impressed with their defense and what they're doing. And then offensively, they're just explosive as all get out. Obviously, they scored 55 points last week at Eau Claire, but they got some what a tremendous wide receiving core they have. We know we got our hands full with that on the perimeter. Great players out there. Their quarterback is playing really, really well right now, and they're playing with a ton of confidence in themselves, and then also in what they're doing in the scheme. And I think their play callers are doing a great job. This is a really good team that's coming in here Saturday.
Let's talk about the keys for you offensively, defensively, special tems against Blue Devils.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to, let's start special teams first, because I'm a special teams coordinator, so that's the first thing on my mind as I'm walking out and doing stuff there. They've got 2 tremendous kickers, and really 3 with their kickoff and their field goal kicker, who was an All-American last year, and their punter. They're tremendous in the kicking game, really, really good in the kicking game. So we've got really try to match that intensity on that side of in that phase of the game. And then offensively for us is that we have to find a way to get some version of a run game going. It's going to be tough to run the football. They're really good running the football. We all know we're going to throw to Nick Holcomb. He's the leading receiver in the country right now in a couple of categories. We're going to throw him the ball, but we have to be able to run the ball to get our volume of plays up. We've got to be able to give Drew some time in there to deliver the ball down the field, and that's going to be just crucial for us is to get. I don't know what that run game is going to look like, whether it's going to be Drew or Tarek. Tarek's probably not going to play this week. We'll see. He's going to practice today, but we'll see. But we got to get Drew some time in the pocket and got to be able to run the ball to do some of that stuff with those guys there. And then defensively, we have to find a way to slow down 85 and 15 for them. They're boy, are they tremendous players. Sanford and McDonald are tremendous wide receivers. If we can limit those guys to catching the ball under 20 yards, that would be a good thing for us. Once they start getting and hitting home runs, it's going to be tough for us to really do that. And really the key to that, I think, is trying to pressure the quarterback. If we can pressure the quarterback with 4 guys and play some coverage over the top, that would be a good thing for us there. So, I mean, if we can get into the backfield without having to blitz too much, without having to be too exotic, we would feel that we're going to be in pretty good shape.
Let's just touch on Nick Holcomb a little bit. Like you said, outstanding year, tied the school record for 14 touchdown catches, 51 yards away from breaking the record. Let's talk about what the kind of a season and a career Nick has
unbelievable. Had. I mean, you look at the players that have played here and to be setting records, our school records, and you know, we talked about with Tarek last year where he's breaking the school total yardage mark. It's like, think about all the great players that have played here and all the championships and teams playing 15 games, 14 games, and Tarek breaks it playing 9. You know, I mean, that's unbelievable. Same with Nick this year when you're talking about Scott Bernowski and Paul Kling and great players on championship teams. That he's breaking their records. What more can you say about Nick Holcomb? He appears uncoverable right now. It's been a lot of fun. When you see him walking down the hallway here, he looks like the paper boy, and then he goes out and just plays. I mean, he's 6'1.5" probably, and he plays like he's about 6'4", and just his ability has been awesome. I mean, we saw that when we first got here, trying to say, let's get this kid involved. And, you know, he had 9 touchdowns last year. I mean, so the more we can get him the ball and the more we can promote what this kid's done here this year, the better. I think he's the best player in our league right now. And hopefully he can finish out the last 2 games and really prove that to everybody else around the country. Again,
UWL will host UW-Stout. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock at Roger Herring Stadium. Again, it's Senior Day and Veterans Day. A lot of special veterans events coming on. Flyover, 3 Volley Salute, Echo Taps. Be a great experience for you. All veterans, get your ID, bring it to the ticket window. You get in free. Don't forget about the Veterans Breakfast on November 11th right here in Mitchell Hall Fieldhouse. Good luck, Coach.
Thanks.